Good evening, race fans. Welcome, round number 8, Cyber Thunder Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series tonight. From the shortest track on the schedule, we're out here tonight at North Wilkesboro Speedway. These ARCA cars heading around here for 80 laps of green flag racing. I've joined out here tonight in the cyber booth, as always, by John Diekman from Mad Sim Racing. John, pleasure to have you out here. Gonna be a fast and furious race out here tonight. This race is gonna go by in a hurry. What do you got for tonight?
So nice we're going to do it twice there, Tom. Tonight's race is going to be very tight. Expect, last week when we went caution free, these Wednesday night Rising Star drivers have done a phenomenal job keeping it clean. Don't really see that tonight. It is a very tough track, narrow groove, and not a whole lot of places you can escape a crash. So expect a little bit of carnage tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, these guys have really shown that they're capable of putting on really good green flag racing. As I say that, there's a pileup on the backstretch as we watch Jerry Isaacs come around through 3 and 4 in that number 51 Impala. Jerry Isaacs currently sitting somewhere on the board. I don't see him out here. There he is, 17th on the board. Gotta go get these eyes checked. Yeah, these guys have really been able to show that they're very capable of running very good green flag racing. And, tonight may be a challenge. We have 24 drivers currently out on track. Largest field that the Rising Stars Series has seen all season long. Everybody's come out in droves to try to find their way into victory lane on the first short track of the season, John.
And it's showing. We have Kyle Nadeau in the 197 car leading the field with an 18.940. And from there all the way down, we can look to 19 with Brian Dorsey with a 19.186. That's a very close field for 19 cars. And Patrick Stein in the 89, not too far off with a 19.201 in 20th position. So this field is very close. And like I said, there's not a whole lot of places to go. So patience, patience, patience is going to be the key to winning tonight's race.
Yeah, absolutely, John. And you know what? Tire wear is also going to be very important as well. Tire wear coming into play. We've seen it happen at Dover where a couple of the race leaders had to come into pit road late due to tire management. And we're following Matt Wofford around right here. Matt's currently been out there for 17 laps and running pretty consistent laps. Currently sitting 12th on the board right now, trying to find his way into victory lane for the first time out here tonight. Another guy who's been notable throughout the season, Jason Dinsmore, currently moves to the top of the speed charts in that 62 machine. Jason's been knocking on the door. I don't think he's had a podium finish just yet, but Jason's been knocking on the door all season long to try to find his way, not only into the podium, but to find his way into victory lane. But John, we're going to throw it out, as we always do, into the land of YouTube. I want to see all those pre-race picks out there. You guys, Team Dusty. I got a couple Dusty fans out there. I want to see all those pre-race picks. You guys got Jason Dinsmore. You guys got Dusty. You guys got Eric Moore. Eric Moore, the current points leader. We'll get to that in a moment. But who do you guys got? And John, who do you got as well?
Man, that is tough. I mean, Dinsmore has shown speed all season long, but at the end, just doesn't seem to quite have it. Kyle Nadeau, strong, showing his first race out. Sean Hook, already a winner, Chicagoland, top 3, but he also struggled last week. It's going to be hard to say, but there's just something speaking to me that says Dusty Martin might win this race. Someone who, new to iRacing, has shown already great speed with the top 5 right now. If he's shown patience, if he could just keep that going, he might have a chance to win at tonight's end.
Yeah, a short 80-lap race around here, so Dusty has been able to qualify very well throughout the season and find his way on the pole for several different races. So track position is going to be key here. So if Dusty wants to win tonight, I would expect him to hope to have another great qualifying effort out here. But scrolling down the list here, I'm going to go with somebody who may not necessarily be known as a short track racer, but this guy is always running around here, and he's always kind of towards the front, and patience, and tire management. I think actually we're going to see Dave Gainforth go to victory lane out here tonight. Dave coming in off turn 4 to the attention of his 101 pit crew.
I mean, yeah, he's shown great speed. He had a decent run, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, or no, was that 3 weeks ago now, at Iowa. So I mean, that's the thing is all these drivers are so close on top of one each other that it's hard to see who has the actual competitive advantage until we're at the race.
Yeah, it really will, and a lot of it, John, will come down to the qualifying session here. 2-lap qualifying, so you don't necessarily need to be in the front, but it's certainly going to help. There's only 80 laps around this short little half-mile speedway, and 80 laps going to go by here in a hurry. We're watching Alan Ayers, currently last on the speed charts. He's about a half-second off of race leader right now, Jason Dinsmore. Alan Ayers has some work to do to try to find his way towards the front of the field out here tonight.
And the interesting thing is here is, most tracks we go to, you want to run right to the bottom of the line, and that's where all the speed is here, or speed at most tracks are. But here you're going to see these cars really going to use almost like that first dotted line you see on the track as the bottom line. Maybe dip your left sides underneath it, but not too much. But it's a very narrow track. It's going to cause some great excitement throughout the race.
Yeah, we're riding on board right now with Jason Dinsmore, who's set the hot lap on the session so far. And like John was just saying, you can see him really work. He's not on the grass down there. He's working about a half lane up, 3/4 of a lane up from the bottom of the track. Actually overshoots that corner just a tiny bit there. But we've got about 8 minutes remaining here in practice. John, let's go ahead and run down the very tight points battle that we do have going on right now.
Man, it is a very close one just to make this cutoff for the chase. Right now, as we see, we have from Paul Turner sitting at 117 points to, you can even add Dustin Martin there at 101 points. Each race, these are going to be massive swings going throughout. We have 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th all tied with 115. Jerry Isaac, Don Carter, Cole Gray, and Brian Dorsey. It's going to be a bloodbath just to get into the chase, especially with these last few races to go.
Yeah, it really will. And you take, going to the opposite side of that here, John, you take a look at the top of the charts. Eric Moore has 151 points over Bill Jetty right now. Eric Moore already going to victory lane once this season. We've only got one repeat winner on the season so far, but Eric Moore sitting comfortably in the driver standings right now, but all that could change here tonight, and this is a very short track, and there's a 24-25 point swing that these guys could ultimately wind up getting, but Eric Moore wants to stick that insurance in the back of his pocket and not have to use it as we head into next week at Texas Motor Speedway.
And all these drivers have a fast repair for like this racing every race for the Rising Star Series, and this is a track where most drivers are probably going to use it. You do not want to use that early. You want to try to avoid the early cautions, keep your nose clean, and just try to maximize point finish.
Yeah, very different style of racing out here tonight. Short track next week. We're going to Texas, and then we're going to be going to another short track at Bristol Motor Speedway, followed by Pocono, Atlanta. We're going to take an off week on May 26th, and we're going to return for the race to the chase and the championship for the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series, where they'll head to Michigan, Kentucky, Talladega, always the great equalizer, Darlington, and then finally Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're going to crown the first Bullydog Rising Stars Series champion.
We see Kyle Nadeau in the 197 taking the front position back in practice here with an 18.899. Amazing speed coming out of these drivers.
Yeah, it's really kind of surprising, John. You would think over the course of a practice, these guys have been out here for the better part of an hour right now. You got to think that there's a lot of rubber that's being laid down. I would imagine that these times would slow down, but these guys continue to lay down hot laps as Kyle Nadeau finds his way to the top of the speed charts with an 18.9.
Although there is more rubber being laid down, we're also here in the afternoon. The track's going to get colder. The track temp has already dropped a couple degrees. The track is only going to find more grip throughout the race.
I know, I love it when I can find grip. Trying to find another driver out on track right now. We're going to move back to the number 3, Cole Gray. Cole Gray running that Noonan Strong paint scheme out there as he came on here last week and was talking about Zach Jahalis. And Zach, once again, not out here, but Zach hoping he's able to get back out there. See a message out there from Patrick from the Bullydog company saying we're extending our donation with this week's promo code Bump Draft. $5 from every order with the promo code Bump Draft is going to go to Zach's relief fund. So lap 24, once again, we'll be looking for those hashtag Noonan Strongs, trying to get Zach back out on his feet and get him back out on track when he's ready to return to the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series. But Cole currently sitting 12th on the board.
And his car's looking really good. Like I said, as you see, just dives down in there. The cars, you kind of want to just easy get in the corner. These exits are also very tough. It looks like you want to floor it when you get out there, but with the flat banking, you have to ease and roll back on throttle to carry the speed down the front or down the straightaways here.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, John? Something we also need to think about is there's a lot of new faces out here tonight. You got guys like Cody Richardson in the 64 machine right there. He's joining us at Cyber Thunder Racing League for the first time here tonight in that Power Headsets Chevy Impala. You got guys like Kyle Nadeau. I believe this is his first race as well. You got Jamie Capehart, who's joined us here as well in the Ford Taurus. He's running the old late model. So we'll have to see if one of these guys can come in here and sneak away a win and get another first-time winner on the season. We're already 8 races in and 7 different winners.
If I was a gambling man, I think you're going to see 8 winners in 9 different races.
I would imagine so. You know what? You take a look at the top 3. Take a look at the top 3 right now. Kyle Nadeau, Jason Dinsmore, Dusty Martin. All of these guys have not found their way into victory lane just yet, but sitting at the top of the charts, they're certainly setting us up to have another new winner.
And we also have Cody Richardson there in 5th, Jamie Capehart in 6th without a win. Only in the top, I would say in the top 10 right now, I think only 3 or 4 drivers have a win with Eric Moore, Andrew Kotska, Sean Hook, and I think Andrew Caldwell. Did he win a race?
I do not have him jotted down. It's possible that he did. I do not have him jotted down, but we're going to go ahead and throw this trackside for the opening to tonight's ceremonies. We're going to go ahead and start off with the national anthem, and we'll be back for the full session of qualifying.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, back live at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. 24 drivers still out on here. 40 seconds remaining out here in practice. John, who do you got for the pole here in another minute?
Paul, sorry to argue with Kyle Nadeau up there with the fastest lap time by 3 what is it? 300ths of a second. Math is hard for us sometimes. But it's kind of hard to argue with that. But, you know, it could be anyone's job. Look how close we are right now. I mean, from 1st to 10th, it's right on top of each other. So it's very interesting to see how qualifying will pan out.
It really will. 10 seconds to the conclusion of practice. We're going to go ahead and tentatively give Kyle Nadeau the Hot Lap Award of opening practice here tonight, and we will be switching over to qualifying in just a moment.
Session comes to an end with Kyle Nadeau. Fastest time, 18.899.
Barney's waving the checkered flag over practice here tonight. We're going to find the first car out on track for qualifying as we wait and try to find these guys. Looks like Kyle Nadeau, first car rolling out on track.
It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers will attack qualifying because, you know, second lap will probably be the money lap, but like I said, very easy to overrun it. You mess up, even exit fourth, you compromise your not only end of first lap, but your second lap with how short the straightaways are.
Kyle Nadeau with a pretty solid run in qualifying so far. He's getting a little bit lower than what we saw in practice. Wonder if on those fresh tires, if the bottom side of the Speedway is going to be where you want to be. Comes across the line with an 1891, about what he ran in practice here. We'll follow him here for another half lap, and we'll see if this time will hold up for Kyle Nadeau, currently sitting at the top of the charts.
Very close. That's a very impressive lap just to run off the get-go. You know, maybe there is just more grit with the new tires, but during the race, it might be very hard as he goes faster the second lap with the 18.895, just barely being out his practice time.
Following Dalton Carter around here right now, currently working his first lap. Dalton Carter in the number 53 Good Wrench Wrangler. Chevy Impala out of turn number 4, coming to the line.
Doesn't look like he's not able to improve too much. Oh wait, Dalton Dusty, I was looking at, my bad. But Dalton Carter right up there in 16th with the 19.311. Looks like he's going to try to find some speed up in the top line there.
Yeah, he had a big wiggle coming out of turn number 2, so I got to imagine this lap is going to be a little bit slower for him. But Jason Dinsmore coming across the line to finish out his qualifying effort here. Looks like he's going to be sitting 8th on the board right now, a little bit over 2/10 off. And we've still got Andrew Caldwell making his way out on track right now.
Andrew Caldwell, Jacob Winburn, Brian Dorsey, and Paul Turner were still waiting for a lap. We got Andrew Koska moving to second with the 19.039. Tyler Beeman in the 91 sitting third. Dusty Martin, my pick, sitting fourth. And Eric Moore rounding out your top 5 right now.
Really close times, just like we saw in practice out here. Tire top 10 separated by only about 2.5 tenths. And at a short track like this, as we watch Andrew Caldwell go to second on the speed charts, very tight times for a short track. Looking at Matt Wofford's currently out on track. Actually, he's finished up with his run, so we'll head over to Brian Dorsey, who's finishing up his run as well. Brian Dorsey goes to 13th on the speed charts with the 1917.
Man, these lap times are just all on top of each other. No room at all for mistakes.
Looks like last car on track right now that Kyle Nadeau needs to dodge is the number 15, Matt Wofford. Matt Wofford out there just running some extra practice laps right now. Matt's currently sitting 14th on the speed charts, a little bit over 3/10 behind Kyle Nadeau. So with no other cars, oh, I stand corrected. The fastest chicken in the South is making his way out onto the track.
Paul Turner in the number 4, crying in a way out there for his qualifying laps.
Out turn number 4, Paul Turner, first time by. Big slide into turns 1 and 2. That's not going to do him any favors for his second lap here.
Yeah, it looked like they didn't register his first lap, or maybe that was just his warm coming to the green lap. So we'll see if this is his first lap here. But, I mean, you know, if you're, yeah, not a good look. Missed a lot there with a 24.75, but, you know, keep going away. Maybe starting in the middle, that's not good. Start in the front or back where I would want to be in a track like this.
One thing that's very interesting, John, usually we'll have, you know, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 drivers elect not to qualify out here tonight or throughout the course of the season, but every single driver that's registered for the event has come out here and put on a qualifying attempt, but with no other cars, now I can say that, out on track. Looks like we're going to go ahead and hand over the Hot Lap Award once again to Kyle Nadeau.
Man, he's got that imitation Jimmy Johnson car tuned up just right, like old 7-time used to.
I don't know about all that. There was a couple years there at the end, but that's coming from a Bobby Labonte fan, so I don't have much room to talk. These guys are going to go into a 5-minute warm-up session here, and we're going to find one of the starters for tonight's events and try to catch up with these guys before they start their race tonight. Got to move them one by one. All right, we've made our way down to the fastest chicken in the South, Paul Turner. You got a copy?
10-4.
Well, Paul, we were following your qualifying efforts out there. You're in a very tight points battle. We'll get to that in a moment. But tonight, you're starting 22nd on the grid. How are you going to work your way towards the front?
Avoid wrecks. As you saw on my lap, I turned one, or two, whatever. I got all loose, and so that ruined my qualifying. But so yeah, just avoid wrecks. Try to stay out of trouble. Try to save my fast repair as long as I can, and hopefully I don't get called into work and have to pull it down pit road.
Well, Paul,
that wouldn't be good.
Paul, I don't want you to give away too much of your strategy out here tonight, but how important is tire wear going to be here? You know, if say we get a caution with maybe 20 laps to go, do you think we might see you come down at that point, or?
I guess it just depends on where you're at on the track. You know, if you're up front, I think I want to stay out front, but of course in the back or in the middle, I think fresh tires will help greatly in that 20 laps. But Wilkesboro here, it's not one of my favorite or best tracks. I've only driven it a few times, so.
Are you in race recording, Paul? Oh.
No, I was just watching warm up and I saw a wreck on the.
Well, best of luck out here tonight, Paul. You're also in a very tight points battle. You've only got a 2-point lead over that cut line for 6th place, which, as you know, we're going to go down and fight for the championship at the end of the season. Are you going to race this race any differently, knowing that you're battling for points? Just try to survive here and move on to bigger and better things next week? Or are you just going to, the win pays the most points?
I'm going to try and survive here and move on to the next week where tracks coming up I'm better at. Just trying to survive tonight. Just make it through.
All right, Paul. Well, we're going to kick you out of here. We're going to let you go finish up your warm-up session out here in happy hour. But best of luck out here tonight. Hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the evening.
Thanks, guys. Have a good broadcast.
Best luck to you, Paul.
Thank you.
All right, kick Paul back down there, and we're going to follow these guys around here. Paul now making his way out onto the speed charts, onto the Speedway, as he finishes up with us.
As one thing as he said when he overshot turn 1 there, these braking points are very, very narrow in the sense of, you brake too early, you're going to lose just too much time because you're not hitting the corner fast enough. But if you're too late, your car there's no regaining it. Your car will slide up, and you're going to lose time by just slipping away up off the groove. So it's going to be very interesting to see, especially when cars start battling, how effective is a low line compared to holding the top side as well. Because you're going to have a better exit off of the straightaway when you're only having to go in the wall, not have to worry about another car underneath you.
Yeah, I know we ran the Cup Series here a couple months back, and I believe, if I remember correctly, a lot of these guys ran the middle of the track like you were talking about in practice. And, having that real estate on the corner exit is king, but we'll have to see where these guys are able to pick and choose their battles, because if you make a mistake here, you're just going to get eaten up alive because nobody's going to let you back up.
And, let alone the exits, also another thing to worry about, too, is pit road. Let's say, hey, these drivers, even though it's a Rising Stars series, not a lot of caution laps are to be had. So if green flag pit stops come to effect, this is a very treacherous pit road entrance and exit. And that you could see easily black flags or wrecks coming from that.
You really can. Hard contact on the backstretch here, but luckily these guys will go down, hit that reset button, and they have one reset button to use throughout the course of the race. 40 seconds until we take the green flag tonight.
The joys of being on a video game compared to real life. Just have to hit a button and restart your whole car. No mad engineers or mechanics.
Might be some mad race car drivers at the end of this evening as we watch Cody Richardson make his way down onto pit road, practicing his pit road entry that you were just talking about. Very tight pit road. You see these cars basically on top of one another in their pit boxes here. Very little room for error.
And that's going to go with yellow flags and people pitting under yellow. How much space is there? I mean, it's very easy to trip over another car with how tight these quarters are.
Checkered flag's going to be waving out here in happy hour session right now, and we're going to go ahead and start tonight's main event. Kyle Nadeau, Andrew Kotska going to be leading him to the green from the front row. Trying to find the pace car out here as the pace car makes his way out of the garage. Kyle Nadeau, Andrew Caldwell starting on the front row, followed by Andrew Kotska, Tyler Beeman, and Dusty Martin rounds out the top 5.
Starting 6 is going to be Eric Moore in the 5. Right next to him, David Gainsworth in the 101. Followed with Jeff Dotson, the 00 Cheerios. And Jason Dismore, someone that we saw do pretty good in practice. Not qualified at his greatest level there in 9th place. And right next to him, the Chicagoland winner, Sean Hook in the 188.
Moving back outside the top 10 on the starting grid for tonight's race, Cole Gray starting on 11th position. Jamie Capehart making his first race out here. Series veteran Brian Dorsey starting in 13th. Matt Watford in 14th. And Bill Jetty on the controls out here tonight. Bill Jetty going to be starting in 15th place.
Your Daytona winner is saying right now in that four-way tie for 6th place is Jerry Isaac in the 51. Followed by... hold on one second. I'm sorry. There we go. Followed by the 68 of Scott Crouch here making his first race tonight. Don Carter in the 53 with the hashtag Newman Strong representing in 18th, and Anthony Hanna in the 69 starting 19th. And rounding up your top 20, Patrick Stein in the 89.
And bringing home the field out here tonight, 21st to 23rd, Cody Richardson, Paul Turner, and Alan Ayers going to be go ahead. And we're going to kick the lights off on the iRacing.com pace car. This time by, next time by, we're going to be getting the green flag, and these guys are going to be headed down into turn 1.
These cars are just going to fly down to turn 1 side by side. It's going to be very close and very narrow entering turn 1 once the iRacing pace car dips off pit road.
Yeah, interesting choice here by Kyle Nadeau, electing to take the inside of the restart here. Leader does have choice of inside or outside for all the starts and restarts here. Thought maybe he might have taken the outside, but Kyle Nadeau going to be bringing us to the green flag from the bottom shelf of the Speedway. iRacing.com pace car makes that hard left-hand turn down here, and we are green flag at North Wilkesboro.
Great start from the outside position with Andrew Caldwell, my apologies, battling Kyle Nadeau exiting turn 2.
Into turn number 3 for the first time. Andrew Kotska finding his way into the camera frame up here. Tyler Beeman gets shuffled up out of turn number 4. Give the first lap to Kyle Nadeau. And Tyler Beeman going to be falling back into the clutches of this big hornet's nest back here. Eric Moore, Dave Gainforth, and Sean Hook all trying to find their way to the front of the field.
As you can see there, Tyler Beeman was able to ride the outside better, but Dusty Martin entering in the middle of the corner a little bit better. We can see they're going to battle for a while, but one of these cars eventually going to have to give way as the hornet's nest is just starting to grow behind the battle of 4th. As Tyler finally clears Dusty, exited turn 2. Very tame start of the race here as the top 2 break away with Kyle and Andrew bumper to bumper. Andrew Kotska trailing behind and a little bit bigger gap from Tyler to 4th as we have our first caution.
We've got our first caution on the Speedway out here tonight. Going to be trying to find, looks like it might be Anthony Hanna. See him going backwards in a hurry. We're going to slide over to Anthony here. A little bit of damage on that front and nose of the car, and we're going to see if we can't step backwards here and try to find out exactly what happened. Looks like he might have just gotten loose out of turn number 4 and heavy contact with the inside retaining wall.
And that just shows like how tricky these exits are. It didn't look like his car was out that far out, but once it kind of transitioned over to the straightaway, there's just not enough grip, and right around came the 69 Miller car.
Yeah, very easy to do here, John, especially coming out of the corners. And, you try to put the power down. These cars are very momentum-based. They're a little bit underpowered. They're the old, 2006, 2007 cars that Cup cars used to run. And They're just trying to put the power down, and unfortunately it stepped out for the 69 of Anthony Hanna. No other cars were involved in that incident. Anthony Hanna on pit road, probably using his fast repair. Let's see if we can head down there. Yep, he used his fast repair, and he's going to be restarting from the back of the field and trying to make his way forward. Cycling back up here as race control gets this caution situated out here. iRacing.com pace car leads the field once again. Kyle Nadeau, Andrew Caldwell. Gotta wonder now, so you got a start under your belt already if you're Kyle Nadeau. You saw the good start that the 146 Andrew Caldwell had. If you're Kyle Nadeau here, John, are you going to be changing up your game plan here? Are you going to be taking the top, or do you still want to stick with the bottom here?
You know, even though Andrew Caldwell had a great start there, I would still pick down low. I think initially off the green, it is better to have the low line, as we saw throughout the field. But, you know, if Andrew continues to have that great run, maybe Kyle does switch up on not this start, but the next start.
Lights stay on atop the iRacing.com pace car, so we're going to go around under caution another time. One guy that's made his way forward is Jeff Dotson. Jeff Dotson currently running in the 8th position, running in that might be a John Andretti era Cheerios car. That's not a Bobby Labonte one, but Jeff Dotson ran very strong last week at Indianapolis and currently runs in the top 10 out here tonight.
Very good qualifying, a very good start of the race so far. What you want to see with these rising stars is consistency. That's how you moved up to the Tuesday night series and as well as the Thursday night Cup series.
Lights go out this time by here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Kyle Nadeau, Andrew Caldwell going to double them up. Following behind them, Andrew Kotska, who's the winner of the last 2 races out here. First repeat winner of the season. Tyler Beeman has somehow found his way up into the 4th position after being shuffled early. Dusty Martin and Eric Moore going to be in row 3. Out of turn number 4 this time by iRacing.com pace car. Makes that hard left-hand turn once again. Green flag back out. Another really good restart on the top shelf of the Speedway by Andrew Caldwell. Looks like he might have a good run out of turn number 2 this time by.
Very surprising to see how well of a start he got. A little loose on the exit at 2, which is going to allow the 48 or the Kyle Nadeau to close right back on the inside as they battle again off of 4. Looks like Kyle's going to lead this lap once again.
Really tight battling out here right now, going on board with Andrew Caldwell heading down into turn numbers 3 and 4 on the north end of the Speedway. Gets a little bit lower than Kyle Nadeau right now, tries to cut that corner and get that big run on the straightaway here. Closes up a little bit. Last time by was about a half a tenth faster than Kyle Nadeau. These guys are going to try to find their rhythm and get into green flag run here.
The top 4 have already put a little bit of gap to 5th place with the 35 Dusty Martin starting to go a little bit farther back.
Big battles in the back of the Speedway right now. Dave Gainforth, Sean Hook, Eric Moore, and Jason Dinsmore all under a blanket here as we come through NASCAR 3 and 4, as these guys are fighting tooth and nail for position as we come around start lap number 14.
Looks like we're having a tight battle starting over here with 5th place with David Gainworth, the 101. Looking underneath Dusty Martin with which car is on the high side of the blue car?
That's Sean Hook.
Sean Hook battling, not great qualifying performance, but he's coming through the field right now, battling for 6th, 7th place.
See Sean Hook stuck on the top side of the shelf right here, and Jason Dinsmore and Eric Moore going to try to follow through. This is what we were talking about a little bit earlier. You know, these guys down on the bottom shelf of the Speedway going to have a tough time putting the power down to make that pass, as we see Jason Dinsmore going for a spin on the backstretch here. Caught that live on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. He gets that pointed in the right direction, and yellow flag is going to be out over the Speedway.
once again, it just shows if you're a little bit eager, patience is key around North Wilkesboro. A little bit of eagerness, the car's going to go right around these exit corners as Jason Dinsmore tried to gas up a little too soon to get that runoff, and not enough traction. Around it goes. Hard impact on the inside wall.
Watching it once more from the 62 machine. We're just talking about trying to put the power down out of the corners, and same thing happened to Anthony Hanna earlier in the race, and looks like a very similar situation with the 62 trying to put the power down, and ultimately the rear tires kicking out from Jason Dinsmore's car as well.
You know, it just shows there's not enough room for these cars to really battle, and you battle for any kind of real estate you can get, and you know, go step over the line a little too much, and around the car will go. Saw the 69 do that on the exit of 4 and 62 on the exit of 2. So, you know, there's not really any discrepancy on where the track is. It's all throughout. You're going to have to be consistent.
Yeah, consistency is key, and see a tight battle off pit road there. Looks like Cole Gray is going to have to stop for a closed pit road, and looks like he may be going a lap down here as the flagman now goes ahead and waves him along. Coming out of pit road, looks like Cole may be a lap down. We'll wait for scoring and timing to cycle around and see where these guys cycle out here. Very short track, very easy to go a lap down if you come down here on pit road, but all the leaders staying out. Looks like the first car out on that made their way to pit road was Jason Dinsmore, who was just involved in that incident, and he's going to be restarting back in the 19th position.
You know, pit road here, we said like how tight and narrow it was. It's also very short around the whole track, so you pit at the back with this big field, the biggest we've had for the Wednesday night Rising Stars series. You might go a lap down, and we're seeing that happen right now.
Yeah, looks like timing and scoring currently has Cole 1 lap down on the Speedway right now, so he'll have to be the lucky dog out here at some point tonight to try to get his lap back, but a long way to go. 60 laps remaining in this 80-lap feature.
You know, for a lot of these drivers, 2 quick cautions, a little bit of eagerness. Hopefully we can take a deep breath by everyone, and we'll see what can go from here.
Looks like the biggest mover of the night so far has been Sean Hook. He started up in the 10th position. He's currently up in 7th. A couple other notable movers. Brian Dorsey started 13th, already up to 9th, and we'll see where these guys continue to make their march towards the front. But John, bring us to the green here.
iRacing.com pace car goes down. Cal Nadu on the inside. Another great start with Andrew Caldwell on the high side. But it looks like Cal Nadu is going to lead the field down in turn 1 clearly with the 2 MSR cars side by side of Tyler and Andrew. Oh, 91 hits the wall hard on the exit of 2.
Big contact out of turn number 2 is now Tyler Beeman finds himself in the crosshairs of Dusty Martin, Dave Gainford, Sean Hook, and Eric Moore as they come across the line here.
Tyler looks on the inside. Dusty, even though he was able to clear him off of 4, they're now side by side on the exit of 2 with Eric Moore battling Sean Hook right behind David Gainworth there. A lot of good battles here off the start, as we have a battle for the lead right now with Andrew Caldwell looking inside now of our leader who's led all practice qualifying in the race so far, Cal Nadu.
And don't look too far, but in the mirror of the 146 machine, you got the 47 now poking his nose down there into the 2nd spot, trying to take that out from Andrew Caldwell. Andrew Koska, the only repeat winner of the season, trying to get up there and fight for the lead as well. Contact in the back of the field here with Dusty Martin and some more cars involved here.
I was just getting ready to say we might have a wreck entering 1. That was just a classic chain reaction of a short track. Andrew Koska's out here looking for his 3rd straight win. Winner of Iowa, dominating performance at Indianapolis, and looking strong already here at North Wilkesboro.
Well, we're going to once again back this up a little bit, try to find exactly what happened here as these guys head down, riding on board with Eric Moore. A lot of smoke. That's about all we're able to see from that view. We'll back it up once again here, try to find out what happened here, starting with the number 35.
Yeah, it
He
looks
just
like
gets loose.
though he gets 35 gets a little loose on the exit of 4, gets a little tap by the 101. No harm, no foul, but right behind them, Sean Hook checks up, and Eric Moore honestly probably couldn't see with the 2 cars. Eric Moore goes down to try to avoid Dusty, and there's Eric going right in the back of him.
Riding on board right now with Eric Moore. Not who I was trying to find, but on board with Patrick Stein, making his way through, nice and slow through turns 1 and 2. He gets that thing through that incident with no damage here, and these guys are going to be, a lot of these guys may be burning up their first fast repair of the evening.
And, we're talking about our points leader right there, Eric Moore getting involved in that wreck. Dusty Martin, who's in the tightest battle, getting involved in that wreck. I mean, these are cars that really can't afford these kind of mistakes this stage of the series.
Eric Moore sits down at the exit of pit road right now, waits for pit road exit to open so he can go ahead and safely re-merge onto the speedway. He gets the green light out here, and I think Eric Moore is going to find himself a lap down here once timing and scoring does cycle around here in another lap or so. Bunch of cars on. Sorry, John.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
A bunch of cars on pit road that last time by. Sean Hook, Matt Watford, Paul Turner, fastest chicken in the South down there on pit road that time by. Jeff Dotson, Jason Dinsmore. So they all have about 25, 28 lap better tires than the cars in front of them. Deep in the field here, John.
Yeah, you're going to be very crucial battling. You might have those fresher tires, but like we've seen, there's not a lot of places you go. So you're going to have to really watch out how you navigate these slower cars.
Lights are out once again on the iRacing safety car. Safety car is out on the track right now. We're going to be going green next time by. Once again, Kyle Nadeau, Andrew Caldwell, Andrew Kotska, Tyler Beeman, and David Gainforth has somehow found his way up into the top 5. We'll try to cycle back to him here, but everybody's waiting on Barney. Green flag back out. Loud pedals down for the entire
Oh, Kyle did not get a good start as Andrew rockets into the lead. Big mistake there from the 197 car as he's now in the back of Andrew Kotska, having to hunt back down Andrew Caldwell.
Yeah, really good start by the 146 machine here. And now that puts Kyle Nadeau in kind of a different position than we've seen all night. Sliding back a little bit, trying to find these battles on track. There's plenty of them to go around out here tonight, so we're going to focus where the battles are the best right here. Dalton Carter stuck up on the top shelf of the speedway trying to find his way in, as he does in behind Brian Dorsey and in front of Jerry Isaacs.
There's a lot of good racing cars out there. As we see a possible wreck off of exit of 4 there. Across the start-finish line, yep, another caution is out with the Valvoline car. Didn't catch the number, losing it a bit off of the exit of 4. Looks like Scott Crouch in the 68 gets a little too high, comes down right on top of Bill Jetty in the 28 and collects both of them.
Really good job by the entire field.
Really good job to avoid that. I was about to say, because that's like right off the restart to do that. That's impressive. But we said this was going to happen. We saw, with short track racing is what you're going to get, really close combat. And, it's just survival. That's all short tracks are, whether it's Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, North Wilkesboro. You're going to have to survive in order to win.
Yeah, that's what we heard from Paul Turner out here tonight. Paul currently sitting in the 17th position, up 5 spots from his starting spot on the evening. So Paul slowly making his way forward, but I believe he's already been in an incident as he's been on pit road already. Anthony Hanna, who was the cause of the first caution, back up to 14th. Matt Wofford has moved up to 12th, and a lot of comers and goers in this event right now. Looks like Eric Moore is going to be the recipient of the lucky dog here this time by, and that's going to put the points leader back on the lead lap, which is huge. You know, he just went a lap down a few minutes ago, and now he's going to be back in contention.
Well, especially with how big of a field we have, you don't want to be in the back forever because once you dig yourself an early hole, it's hard to get out of it. So catching a really big break for our points leader. Tom, I was wondering, are you able to rewind? Let's check that restart out because it was really impressive to see Andrew Caldwell get a really good jump on the leader, Kyle Nadu.
Having some difficulties doing that here, John.
That's all fine. I put you on the spot there. We didn't really practice any of this. I was just I'm looking back and seeing it, and Kyle just kind of goes and then just looks like he maybe just found a wrong gear and just could not get a good start while Andrew rocketed right into the lead, he's made that top line work every time off the initial start and made it work once again. So if I was him, I would pick up high off of this start. He's shown top line works a lot better than a low line.
Going to be interesting to see what he picks here because Kyle Nadu has chosen the bottom side of the speedway every time on a restart, and now it looks like the roles are going to be reversed. Looks like Andrew Caldwell is electing to take the bottom side on this restart, and Kyle Nadu going to be sitting on the top side.
Yeah, that's shocking. I would have picked the top side if I was Andrew Caldwell in the 146. But that's a really fast Mobile 1 car he's got going right there, so we'll see how he handles this restart.
All right, let's restock, let's repack. We're going to go green again once here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Andrew Caldwell, Kyle Nadu, familiar faces up front, bring us to the green flag again.
Ooh. Again, really not good start from the low line. Kyle Nadu was able to get a strong start, battling right beside him. Looks like he might be able to clear. Yes, he does. He clears him off the exit 2. New leader with Tyler Beeman now battling Andrew Caldwell on the top side. Andrew Caldwell racing really low there, which is compromising his exit, as you can see. And Tyler's trying to keep the car wound up on the top side, battling for second, which is helping nobody except Kyle Nadu as he's starting to put a little bit of gap to these cars battling.
Taking a look back at the entire field here from the rear spoiler of Kyle Nadu's car, you see the big battle here between Tyler Beeman and Andrew Caldwell for the fight for the second spot right now, and we'll see how that shakes out here. A little bit loose for Andrew Caldwell. Get the second spot to the 91 machine.
Second and third now he lost, going back to fourth. Started the lead, now in fourth place. Yeah, if I were these leaders, I would be picking the high side now every time as we see Tyler in second and Andrew Koska in fourth. Or in third, excuse me.
Andrew Caldwell trying to find his way back up to the top there, yeah. We're going to have a battle for the lead here before long. I do believe Tyler Beeman closing that gap on the race leader right now, and not far behind is Andrew Koska, already a two-time winner on the series.
These top 5, 6, 7, 8, all within arm's length of each other. I mean, you put a little slip, go in a corner a little too fast, you can lose multiple positions. As we see Tyler closing in more on Kyle Nadu. You know, he said last week this is his hometown track. A win here would mean the world to him. I know that.
Has to get out of the gas there a little bit for. Looks like Scott Crouch rejoining the racing surface down there in turns 1 and 2. He's going to try to gather his thoughts and come back around here and try to begin to close that gap here, as now it's opened up to about a 3-car length lead between first and second place. We're going to slide back a little bit. We're going to go take a look at the battle back here for the 7th position between Brian Dorsey, Dave Gainforth, Matt Wofford, and there's another yellow on the speedway here, John.
Oh, looks like it happened right in front of our leaders. Couldn't exactly see which car that was. Maybe the 94?
I believe you're correct. We're going to back this up a tiny bit and see if we can't find out exactly what happened here. Looks like maybe he just gets a little loose going into the corners. Once again, another single car incident out here. Everybody doing a nice job avoiding that. And no damage on that car. And he's just going to go down there, get some 4 fresh tires, and get that thing pointed in the right direction. And he'll carry on his evening.
Yeah, we have no tire limit here for the Bullydog Wednesday Rising Star Series. So go ahead, get you 4 fresh Goodyears. Like I said, this very narrow braking points here. So, carry a little too much speed, that rear end is going to come right around.
It looks, yeah, and it looks like the first car that's on pit road is Brian Dorsey, who is running in the 9th position. Brian's going to come out of pit road here, see if he is told to stop at the end of pit road, which he's leaving pit road. So he's going to stay on the lead lap here, and now it's going to come into where the tires, the difference in the tires. Matt Wofford, he's silently made his way all back up to the 7th spot. He's got about 26 lap better tires than the 6 cars in front of him, and Brian Dorsey looks like he's going to be restarting maybe 15th, 16th, somewhere down there. So we'll have to see how Brian finds his way up towards the front of the pack here.
And that's key as well, because these leaders in front, Kyle Nadu, Tyler, both Andrews, they're going to have to pit for fuel regardless. Yeah, we have a lot of cautions, but it's hard to see them go 80 laps on a single tank. So, he might be in the catbird seat right now, watching these guys battle away. Save your tires, wait to the end, because when they pit, he's going to take the lead. And it's hard to pass here, and you can hold people off with worn tires.
Yeah, it is hard to pass here, and that's what I was trying to get from Paul before, but Paul didn't want to divulge too much information, probably for good reason. Trying to find out what that number is on the track that if you get a caution that you either will or will not come down, as we're going to be going green here, but I believe it's going to be 30 laps to go once we do get the iRacing.com green flag once again. Got to imagine that these guys up front, if they don't come on the next caution here, John, I think they're going to have to make their bet and just kind of running it.
Yeah, it very much will probably be the case. I mean, we've ran a lot of caution laps here, so maybe they can make it on the rest of the way. But it's hard to imagine that being the case. Plus, with the 15 right there on, like you said, 26 lap fresher tires, it's going to be hard to hold off these cars, especially with these restarts. You're heat sinking these tires. You're going to lose more grip just by doing that, even though it doesn't look like you're doing a lot of action. Rubber does not like to expand and shrink all that often.
Pace car down once again. iRacing green flag back out here on the Speedway. This time, Tyler Beeman on the top shelf of the Speedway gets a good restart there, and see if Tyler gets that big run off here and is able to hold off.
And he does. Clears him
huge
easily. It's amazing. They keep taking the low line. If these guys, I would take the top side because they keep losing the battle of the lead as Kyle Native looks so back low underneath the 91 to regain the lead. Top 8 cars all side by side as Tyler rockets off of turn 2. Oh, we have another caution.
Out of turn number 4, looks like contact once again for the 62 machine on the inside front wall. Looks like exactly where he had that incident happen earlier out here tonight. So turn number 4 has not been Jason Dinsmore's friend out here tonight at North Wilkesboro Speedway, but surprisingly doesn't look like there's too much damage on the front end of that car. He did a really nice job getting it locked down before any sort of real contact was made with that front of his machine, but we'll make our way back up here to the leader and follow these guys around here, see if they decide to head to pit road this time with what's probably going to be less than 25 to go.
Yeah, Cody Richards racing on a little time, the exit of 4, no harm, no foul, but Dinsmore just kind of loses it and crashes down the inside. This is just a very treacherous track. It is not easy in a Cup car, or Xfinity, or an ARCA car. It's going to be interesting to see what our leader does, the 91, if he's going to take the high side. It's hard to fathom if you just don't. I mean, every car on the top side has had a better restart on the bottom.
Alan Ayers going around the field here trying to get his lap back, get back on the lead lap out here. One of his lap back, excuse me. Eric Moore, points leader, who was a lap down earlier in the start of this race, has moved up into 13th spot, so he's trying to salvage all the points that he can out of here tonight at North Wilkesboro and still come away with the points lead. You know, we were talking about those points earlier tonight, John, and very tight battle down there, especially for the cut line.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Jetty in second, having a little bit better run in 8th place. And, you know, Jerry Isaac, Don Carter, all these cars battling for 6th. They always seem to be racing right next to each other no matter where we're at. I mean, it looks like we have like Paul Turner, Jerry Isaac, Dusty Martin, all right around here in the 6th tail end, right in front of the 20th, 16th, 17th, and 18th, 19th position. And yeah, we have the just really close battles.
Out of turn number 4 here. Field restacks, repacks. Tyler Beam, Kyle Nadeau on the front row once again. They go ahead and they head down into turn number 1. Andrew Kotska trying to push his teammate through. Not as good of a restart for Tyler Beeman. He still is able to clear him, but now Kyle Nadeau with the big slide down there trying to find a little bit of real estate to work with.
Yeah, you know, probably the worst start we've seen on the top side, but he's still battling, and honestly probably has a preferred groove to make the pass, as even Andrew's trying to look high on Kyle Nadeau here on the exit of 2 entering turn 3. Sticks his nose right there to prevent Kyle from closing that gap, but Kyle's battling tough with the a little loose there off the 4. Andrew Carwell sending it underneath there. Koska making a little contact.
A little bit of contact there between the 146 and the 47 down into turns 1 and 2. No harm, no foul. Everybody carries on. Sliding back here a little bit. We're not going to lose. We're not going to lose sight of this battle for the lead right here. It's Kyle Nadeau's now tight underneath Tyler Beeman.
You know, Tyler has just not been able to fully clear Nadeau here. And the more you battle, the more it's just going to stack everyone else behind you. How patient is Andrew Koska going to be? We saw Caldwell already make a little bit of an impatient move for the battle of 3rd. I mean, you know, the more they're going to battle like this, the more each car is going to get stacked up, as Kyle Nadeau is starting to pull away just a little bit, but just not enough. He's really making that bottom line work, rotating his car very well in the bottom. But as we see Tyler just throw it down the high side, pulling it farther ahead. Most he's done, and Kyle losing it. Up another caution right here, as he was able just to clear him at that moment.
Trying to find the car that brought out the most recent caution. Looks like it might have been Sean Hook. We're going to back this up here once again. Actually, looks like Alan Ayers out of turn number 4. Another single car spin. A lot of single car spins, especially out of turn number 4. We saw Jason Dinsmore, I believe it was, go onto the inside of the turn 2 wall, but Alan Ayers down here to the attention of his pit crew.
Yeah, and it's just a tough track. You know, there's nothing to shame about that. It's just, you know, this track, you have to battle each lap very gingerly, very carefully. And just a little mistake, you can do stuff like that. We've seen Jason Dinsmore, who even has a fast car, make similar mistakes. So, you know, there's just one of those tracks that's just very tough, and it will chew drivers out very easily. We highlighted earlier the 15 car being in 6th, lost a little bit of position, but eventually came down pit road there, so seemed to switch his strategy around. It's a little surprising.
Yeah, he just pitted here on this last yellow flag that we just had, so he's going to have quite a bit better tires than these leaders. The top 6 on the Speedway right now still have not pitted from the start of the race. So that's Tyler Beeman, Kyle Nadeau, Andrew Kotzka, Andrew Caldwell, Bill Jetty, and David Gainforth. Cole Gray, 49-lap tires. Eric Moore on 40-lap tires, and Dalton Carter, one of those cars that has not pitted yet on the evening.
Cole Gray and Don Carr drivers who really need to start gaining some points so they can solidify their playoff mark, making good runs here, both running in the top 10.
Who did you pick at the beginning of the race, John?
I picked Dusty Martin, who
You
looked
picked
good
Dusty.
early on.
Let's get a Dusty update. Where's Dusty?
Dusty has slimmed back just a little bit. Right now in 14th place, right behind Cody Richardson, in front of Jason Dinsmore.
Dusty Martin, as always, rocking the Bullydog Coffee Company colors out here on the 35 machine. Once again, family, friends, and drivers of the Bullydog Coffee Company Rising Stars Series could head over to bullydogcoffeecompany.com and use promo code BUMPDRAFT for $5 off of an order of $20 or more. Head on over there, and $5 from every order with promo code BUMPDRAFT is going to go and help our friend Zach Jahalis and try to get him back out on track and get his life pointed in the right direction. But John, let's go green here again.
Going green once again. Tyler Beeman taking the high side as the field bunches up. Green flag is out in the air. Great restart from Kyle Nadeau as they are battling side by side entering turn 1. As soon as the green comes out, we're back under caution.
Backing this up once more, try to find the start of this incident here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it from the chopper down here. Looks like Dusty Martin involved in this incident to some extent. Looks like maybe Jerry Isaacs checked up, or Dusty maybe missed his mark. I'm not sure entirely what happened there, but contact between the 51 and the 35 to start that chain reaction accident.
And, you know, for both of those drivers, instance you don't want to be a part of, let alone you don't want to be in any wreck, but, you know, you're losing valuable points with that, and you're making it that much harder to solidify your playoff chances. But with Bullydog Coffee Company, go use that bump draft promo code, or not. It's good coffee. It's not. He gives it away too cheap with a $5 discount. Support him. Great coffee. I drink it at least 8 times a day. Not being sarcastic, because I just love that coffee that much.
What are you drinking this week, John?
I am drinking the Best Friends blend. Got me a bag of that. It is absolutely delicious. I honestly don't know how he does it. It's probably some of the best coffee I've ever had. You know, one thing to think about is with these many cautions, we're probably going to see a green-white checkered. How would you approach this being, let's say you're, you know, Eric Moore or Bill J, these points guys, how would you approach a green-white checkered?
Well, Bill has not pitted just yet, but these guys are the top of the standings right now. I think Paul Turner kind of hit it on the head earlier when we talked to him during happy hour, and he said that he was just going to go out here and try to survive. Currently, Paul 6 in the 16th spot, but Eric Moore has rebounded very nicely. I know that the last thing he wants to see at the end of the evening is maybe pushing it a little bit harder than needed, and putting himself in a bad spot and losing all those points that he's now protecting. Looks like maybe a little bit of confusion between the front row there, as Tyler Beeman's going to elect to take the top side for this restart. I believe this is going to be the first time that the leader has taken the top.
I believe Tyler has taken the top side each time, not to sound rude, but it's, like I said, that top line seems to work as the iRacing pace car goes down pit road, and we're about to head green once again at North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Green flag back out once again, this time 6 laps to go on this little short speedway out here. Shortest track of the season that these guys are going to be venturing out to. Tyler Beeman, Andrew Kotska working the top side of the speedway, and Kyle Nadeau doing everything he can to get that quarter panel clear. Not going to do it out of turn number 4.
And as you see, Kyle Nadeau is going to be able to get in the corner and get in the middle a lot better than Tyler will, but Tyler's going to try to hold him off on the top side as we are under caution once again. Was Tyler able to hold off for the lead? That would be big. Yes,
Yeah,
he was.
we'll have to wait and see timing and scoring. Looks like he does successfully do that here.
Looks like Anthony Hanna was a part of that wreck here on the exit of 4.
Big damage on the 35, Dusty Martin and Sean Hook as well. Both of those cars coming to the attention of their pit crew, and I think Dusty's already used one of his one and only fast repair on the evening. So this may signify the end of his night, but we'll see if he still has that fast repair in the back of his pocket, as it looks like his car is Dusty, what are you doing in there?
I was about to say, on my screen, it looks like he's bouncing. They're trying to. His car looks like more like a dog treat than a car at this point.
Yeah, what are you doing in there, Dusty? All right, Dusty down here getting some attention done from his pit crew, and a lot of cars down here on pit road as the iRacing.com pace car comes around once more. And I believe that's going to stick us into the first and only green-white checkered here on the evening.
You are correct, as Tyler Beeman's going to lean about. You know, I don't want to. If I was Kyle, your first race, you had a strong car, probably the best car all race. You know, you never want to wreck someone for the win, but I would not be surprised if you see the closest he's been racing Tyler happen off of this restart, not giving a single inch.
Headed back down here on pit road, Dusty Martin still at the attention of his pit crew. Same thing for, looks like Sean Hook has exited the speedway. Matt Wofford down there, he was working his way back up towards the front of the field. Unfortunately, he sits down here and he is smoking. So that's going to signify the end of the night for Matt Wofford in the number 15 machine. But coming back up here to the leader, I believe the lights are going to go out this time, and we're going to see our final restart of the evening.
Yeah, with the cars lining up 2 by 2, Tyler Beeman once again takes a high side with Kyle Nadeau starting underneath. This restart is going to be the most pivotal one. Green, white, checkered. Car, every position out there is up for grabs with how tight this race has been.
All right, so now more than ever, John, if you're on the top side of the speedway, if you're Tyler Beeman right now, if you're Andrew Caldwell, you guys got to get a really good restart up here, because, you know, the next flag's going to end it, whether it's the checkered flag or the yellow flag here. So, but the iRacing.com pace car makes that hard left-hand turn for the final time here tonight. Everybody puts the loud pedal down, and good restart on the top side.
Amazing restart. Looks like Kyle spun his tires a little bit. As you can see, he's taking a little bit of that lane away, trying to use as much track as he can to get a good position, but not quite in grasp to get the leader, and but going to try to keep second place.
And I believe that's going to do it for Tyler Beeman. I believe that caution is going to fly at the perfect time for him. Was that a green-white checker, John?
Yes, sir, it was.
That was. All right. Well, Tyler Beeman going to be coming away with the win out here tonight.
The hometown boy gets a win at his local track.
Yeah, Kyle Nadeau and Andrew Caldwell rounding out the top 3 here. These guys need to go around once more, I believe, to get the checkered flag.
I was looking back at the wreck, and it was a very funky looking wreck with the 9-car Brian Dorsey looking like, we raced online, maybe some net code problems because he just gets out of the corner and the car just goes hard left into the wall, or hard left out of the track.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on pause for a moment. We're going to get your top 3 finishers of the evening out here tonight as Tyler Beeman goes and does his celebratory victory donuts, and we're going to grab the top 3 finishers. We'll be back with the Cyber Thunder post-race show.
Yeah, that's him. Pull him up here.
All right, John has stepped away here real quick. We're going to catch up with the finisher of the 3rd place spot out here tonight. Andrew Caldwell coming home in 3rd place. Andrew, good run out there tonight. Talk us through getting to the 3rd place.
It was a decent race. In the start there, I could really pull the leader on restarts. I was pretty strong there. But just after a bit, the tires wore down just a little, so I couldn't get as better jumps. But still able to come 3rd, so pretty happy.
Yeah, we saw a big battle between you and Kyle Nadeau, and I think you were just going for the lead at the time that one of those cautions, untimely for you probably, came out. Talk about, what was the difference between starting on the front row and starting in the 2nd row on the restarts here?
Starting on the front row was the best. The outside lane really prevailed on starts. The 2nd row inside, depends if the person in front of you went or not. Depends if you could go and get some positions or not.
Yeah, absolutely, and we saw that all night long with the front row really battling strong out of turn number 2 for the restarts here. But Andrew, you're going to be coming home 3rd place out here tonight at North Wilkesboro. We're going to, as always, open up the floor for any sponsors, friends, family, anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, anybody you'd like to say hello to, or thank you for allowing you to come out here and finish 3rd place out here tonight.
I'd like to thank the sponsor, Bullydog Coffee Company, for putting this on. Thank you guys for also putting this on. It's a ton of fun to come out and race.
Well, congratulations, Andrew, once again coming out here in 3rd place. We're going to kick you out of here. We're going to let you go celebrate with your team and your friends down there. Congratulations on a 3rd place finish out here tonight.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Kicking Andrew Caldwell out of here, and now John's going to catch up with our 2nd place finisher out here tonight, Kyle Nadeau.
Kyle, this is John. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, John. How are you?
Doing good, man. Great race out there. Fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. Great race car. Where would you say you attribute your little extra speed to in tonight's race?
I'm not sure. Ever since this track came onto iRacing, I've just always taken to it. It just fits my driving style. It's just one
You
of
know,
those things.
you had a really fast car the whole time, but we kept seeing the top side prevail in the restarts. Why did you continue to go to the bottom lane each time?
Had to work sometime, I guess.
Fair
It
enough.
didn't. Towards the end, it didn't. Tires got warm, and that was it. That's all she wrote.
You had a great running car the whole time. Um, is this something that we should expect seeing forward with you in the 48 Lowe's car? These strong finishes, or are you more of a short track guy that's trying to work on his oval and super speedway program?
I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. I can
I know that story.
race on a super speedway. I can race on a short track. My intermediates are definitely an issue. I need to work on those.
Well, next week is Texas. Hopefully we could see you get a good finish there. Great run today. This is a moment to thank, friends, family, sponsors, if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd actually like to thank my buddy Jeff Dotson, who raced last week at Indianapolis and told me about this race. Next week at Texas, it'd be a great time to get an extra big cup of Bulldog coffee from Bulldog Coffee Cup, because everything's bigger in Texas.
True. Get you a nice extra large cup for some Bullydog coffee. Well, great second place finish. Welcome to the Cyber Thunder Rising Stars series, and it was a great outing for your first time. Nothing to be ashamed of. Great second place finish.
Thanks, I had a lot of fun.
All right, we're going to kick Kyle out of here, let Kyle go celebrate with his teams and his friends down there, and kick him out of here. And we're going to catch up with the big winner out here tonight, Tyler Beam in that number 91 machine. Tyler, we finally did it. Every week we're out here, we're talking to you for some sort of podium finish, and last week we were talking to you. You said this was your home track, and you had big goals and aspirations to come out here and get a win at North Wilkesboro, and you've done it here tonight. Talk us through that race.
What a great race and great track to get a win at. Went to school in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, family in North Wilkesboro. So drove by this old track a lot of times, wishing that there were things going on there. This race, much like the Martinsville Pro Cup race on Thursday, I kept thinking about pitting for tires, but with the way short tracks are and tracks like this, it became a strategy of just see what happens, don't pit, keep the track position. My main strategy was restarting on the high side. That seemed to carry the momentum, and it gave me the advantage basically on each restart there, and especially that last one.
So now I gotta ask you, Tyler, being your home track, does this put any rivalry between you and brother Brad?
Probably so, because he really wishes he could get a win at this track, and he's got to come first. He's got to show up and race. But yeah, I think we did the super late model series here for the first time in Cyber last summer, and he painted up some Appalachian State late models. So it's always been, since they put this track out, it's been a track that's special to both of us.
All right, well, Tyler, congratulations once again. You're coming home with the checkered flag on the season out here tonight. Coming home with the win at North Wilkesboro Speedway. You know the drill. We're going to open up the floor for any family, friends, sponsors, anybody you'd like to say hello to, thank you, or acknowledge out here for letting you come home and get the checkered flag at your home track.
Well, first, Bullydog Coffee Company. I'm excited to try some of the coffee, and it's pretty cool that they've been sending that as basically the trophy to the winners. Mad Sim Racing, the whole team, third win in a row in this series. Andrew Koska, I had to dethrone him this week. But good performance out of our guys on the oval side here at Cyber. I got a couple more guys that are new in the series, so we're growing every day. And then, of course, Into the Apex podcast, the sponsor for a lot of our cars in this series. Got an interview coming out with Garrett Maines from the Coca-Cola series this Friday. Everybody check it out at intotheapex.com.
Awesome little program you guys got over there. I've ventured into that portal over there and taking a look, so head on over there, check them out at intotheapex.com. But Tyler, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna kick you out of here. As always, once again, congratulations on coming home with the big checkered flag out here tonight at North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Thank you much, guys.
All right, kicking Tyler Beeman out of here as Tyler heads back to the team headquarters to celebrate with another checkered flag. As he was saying, third win in a row for Mad Sim Racing, first for him on the season. So we are now 8-7 7 and 8, 8 and 9. I can't keep track. But John, let's run through the finishing results out here tonight. Top 3: Tyler Beam, Kyle Nadeau, Andrew Caldwell. You just heard from them a moment ago in their post-race interviews. Andrew Kotska, winner of the past 2 races, and Bill Jetty comes home with a strong top 5.
David Wainworth coming out here in 6th, a solid run for him in the 101. Cole Gray, Eric Moore, Paul Turner right behind him, and Brian Dorsey in the 9, rounding out the top 10.
Coming home into the 11th position tonight, somebody we didn't say too much about tonight. Dalton Carter had a silent night out here. Sometimes a silent night is a good night. Jerry Isaacs comes home in the 12th spot. Jeff Dotson, strong last week at Indianapolis. This week, unfortunately, found himself in some incidents and comes home 13th. Patrick Stein and Cody Richardson comes home in 15th, making his first start with the Cyber Thunder Racing League.
Followed by him, Scott Crouch in the 68 in his first start. In 16th position, Sean Hook. We saw him get involved in that late accident, unable to return after that. Watford had a really strong car, but trouble stopped his race early. Anthony Hanna in the 19th position. Justin Martin, my pick, not the greatest run, but he'll get him next week there, rounding out your top 20.
Jason Dinsmore coming home in the 21st spot right now, and Alan Ayers going to be coming home 22nd, followed by Jamie Capehart. Jamie out of the race early, and that's going to do it out here tonight for us. But John, that was a heck of a race. There was a lot of contact. There was a lot of really tight racing that usually sometimes you'll see the leader just kind of check out in the racings for 5th or 6th, but tonight all night long the battle that we were focusing on was the battle for the lead, and really great racing between everybody.
I mean, short track racing, sometimes you can race, hundreds of laps without caution. Sometimes you can't go 100 feet. That's just the name of the game of just trying to keep your car clean and there at the end. And these top guys that we saw up there were able to stay up front, keep the noses clean, and battle each other for the lead. And Tyler was able to walk away with the victory.
Well, next week, we are going to be live at Texas Motor Speedway from the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. Hopefully, we get to have Crank Bell back up in the booth out here with us. But, John, this has been an absolute pleasure out here tonight. I thank you for filling in. Once again, you got big shoes to fill with Crank being out temporarily, but we hope to have Crank back soon. And, John, you always have a seat up here in the Cyber Thunder Broadcast booth whenever you would like to join us. Thank you once again. Any closing thoughts before we head out of North Wilkesboro?
First, I want to say, Crank, hope you feel better, man. Thank you to Bullydog's Coffee Company for sponsoring the Wednesday night series, Rising Star series. It's been phenomenal having them on board. Cannot get enough of their coffee. Please go use the promo code BUMPDRAFT to get $5 off a pound. Also, these proceeds help out Newman Strong with the county in Georgia to help them out after the tornado. And thank you for having me up here. Would love to come back. It's been great. Not the same as Crank, smaller beard, less coffee, but hopefully bringing the same kind of energy that he brings every night.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. Next week, live from Texas Motor Speedway. We will see you there. Thank you for tuning in, and go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe. Get notified every time we go live here. We will see you next week.